Yeah, GGrim is a weird thing to say.
GGrim is in the building. Welcome to the podcast. We are recording, and he is a musician. And yeah, we're gonna be doing a little interview, chatting it up. And yeah, what you been working on today, music wise or life wise?
Um, Today I haven't done too much. I got a few songs in the works right now. I got a music video coming out soon here on Friday, April 16th. So that's gonna be sick for Animal Instinct.
That's the song that's gonna be for.
Yeah, I already have the song dropped, but the music video is coming out on the 16th.
All right, hell yeah. So I was introduced to you by Teddy Slugs. Shouts out to him. Um, and shouts out to Misery Mob and all of them. So like, can you walk me through how Misery Mob started and your
Well,
role in
it
that?
started started when I was just writing fucking tracks and I would post them on Instagram in like the bio of my songs or like the edit in my songs or the pictures, sorry. And then Hexmane, my brother, he's actually like my blood brother. He got caught wind of what I was doing. He's a producer at the time, and
Yeah,
he got me to come working with him for a bit. He was helping me out. He taught me a lot about FL Studio and how to produce
the ins
and
and
get started.
outs.
So me and him, Hexmane had the name Misery Mob, and we kind of started it together. And then we got Coast on. He's my other blood brother. So Coast and Hexmane and me, we started Misery Mob, and it was just us three for a while. And then we got Teddy on board 2 years ago, and
When is
then
Sly
we
coming? Cause dude, Sly, what's that one? The this it's going down in the south. That's I love. I always play that top to bottom. It's like when I work out or something. It's a great fucking
hell
project.
yeah, that album was sick. Sly came right after Teddy. He's been in just over a year now. Um, that was dope when we brought him in. Who did we get after that? We got Poe after that, and
Yeah,
we've known Poe for a long time. Like we've been making music, chilling with him, but he was kind of like on a different wave for a while, and on and off with like what he was doing with his music, and
yeah.
then he just got like super committed to it and inspired, and he like really started to grind that shit out. And we brought him onto the mob.
It takes a while to like fully commit to things, but there's always like before that committed phase. Usually, I think with any creative activity, it's always like you're just dabbling in and out of things. It's like you're stepping in, you're stepping out. And then one
Yeah,
day you're just like, you know what I mean?
yeah. Well, you start with like you want to do it, but you don't know if you can, so you try, and then things start kind of working out. You're having fun, and you just go with it.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people overlook is a sort of a supportive environment that you gotta have for that. Because if you don't got a supportive environment, then like, and I see I'm utterly assuming right here. I assume since your brothers are doing this with you, you got a supportive environment starting this off.
Yeah, in a way, like I mean, even my family, as weird as it is to like with the music we make, like 100% support what we do and a lot of it, and it's great to see. I mean, there's always haters, there's people that'll laugh, there's people that doubt, but I'd say I've had a good amount of support in this shit, and it's definitely helped.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I'm just saying it's overlooked because everybody wants to have this perception like, well, I'm on my own, fuck everybody, right? But I hate sometimes I'm starting to hate that. But when I started off doing creative activity, I used to like everybody wants to be alone. Like, you ever feel like people just want to be alone? Like, I'm not saying it's bad to be
Um,
alone, but people desire to just fuck everybody sometimes.
some people like the lone wolf style. Um, I mean, personally, I love Misery Mob. Everyone in it, the the support and the friendship in it is amazing. And I don't know how I could ever do this alone. Like
Yeah,
it'd be crazy.
yeah. Well, shouts out to you and Misery Mob. And where in Canada are you based out of? If you want to go into
Edmonton,
that. What?
Edmonton, Alberta.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So all the three of us, Coast and Hexmane and I, are here in Edmonton. Teddy's in Spokane, Poe's in New York. Sly, he's from Tennessee. He's in Georgia right now, I believe. He
Yeah.
goes back and forth. Um,
Speaking
our
on
two
what?
we've got our two newest members, Nowhere and Davy. Nowhere's out in the UK. Davy's in Davy's in West Virginia.
Um, and you have an upcoming member, but you probably can't spoil that for me. But you do, right?
Yeah, we got a new member. We're going to be announcing here soon. When their track is about ready to drop, we're going
Good
to start.
timing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that'll
For
be dope.
sure. So Teddy Slugs, right? He's based out of Spokane, and another person that's based out of the whole Washington area is Lil Jeff Gordon. You ever looked into his music?
I've heard him here and there. I wouldn't say like I know a lot about him or his music, but I've heard him around and stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty dope and stuff like that. But yeah. So the original three was just you, Hex, and Coast, right? That's the
Yeah.
original three, right? So when you started it off, like, was it sort of this aimless thing where like were you just immediately dropping music, or did it take a while for you to like go consistent with it?
It took a while, man. I started with the producing thing. Like, I mean, I guess I originally started writing, but I knew I wasn't like ready to rap for a while. So I was producing, just kind of learning the scene, learning the FL program and shit. And I was always trying to like record songs in between then. And it just, what I wasn't ready for it. I could tell they were just garbage. But I was dropping beats here and there in like 2016, 2017, and I really dropped producing and started consistently rapping like 2018, I'd say 2017, late. And just from there, I drop like a song or two every month and haven't really stopped unless I'm working on an album and it takes me a month or two to work on that and drop it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And you also like when you get into this, you gotta like figure out your aesthetic and your style. Did you originally like know your aesthetic and your style? Because there's a clear. That's why a lot of people like mess with my channels because they're like, oh, I love how you're paying attention to the horrorcore and the funk scene and like, thank you, Mike. And it's like, yeah, dude, because it's fucking awesome. Okay, and I don't want to listen to drill. I don't like drill music. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah. When I started, like before I even knew there was a scene for this shit, like I was writing some pretty dark stuff, and um, I had a pretty dark, I guess, style, personality at that age. And when I started working with Hexmain, he opened me up to like this whole SoundCloud scene with Bones and Suicide Boys and all these people, back in 2015, 2016. And I was just blown away by like the whole scene and that the fact that like I was writing about this shit and the same shit. And I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I knew my style pretty early on and I've kept with it.
So like, this is what I want to hear about though. Like when your brother sort of introduced you to everything, what exactly what you already said, like, Bones and Suicide Boys, but like what did he kind of start you off with when it came to this lane of music?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
Like
what did
albums or songs or something like that that you remember?
the very first Suicide Boys song I heard was "Rag Around Your Head" or "Rag Around Your Mouth." I can't remember what it was called, but it was a time where like they just dropped like Paris, and it was really early on. Bones. Some of the first songs I heard was like "Annexation of Puerto Rico,"
Mm.
uh, and a couple. I can't remember all the songs I first heard, but it was pretty early on. Like when I first started listening to Suicide Boys, I'm pretty sure Paris was at like 9,000 plays.
Mm.
Uh,
Damn,
so it was crazy.
that's the big one. But
Yeah.
I think what I like about I feel like what I like about a lot of like people in this lane are just stuff people like Suicide Boys or Puya or like them is they don't like or Bones, specifically Bones, is like they kind of go the Lil B style and they just drop whenever. Like that's what I like about artists is I like artists that just drop whenever consistently and they never decrease in quality. Like what artist do you think just drops consistently Like I'm talking multiple times a year and never decreases in quality from the start that you listen to them?
Mm, I'd say, I mean, I'd say Bones, because he stays so fucking consistent. Like Bones is Bones, and like you listen to an album from 3 years ago to now, and it's still just as fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an album here, like one of his last albums. It was like all auto tune stuff, and I'm not gonna like. I didn't really like that one, but he drops so many albums that like one album out of the fucking bunch isn't gonna make a big difference. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Burden was his last one, right?
I'm not sure. I
The
can't
one with
remember.
Brimstone on it.
Yeah, yeah. I liked Brimstone from that one, I think, and that was it.
But yeah, that was a good one, and same with Xavier Wolf too. But what I like about Xavier Wolf is he'll do those like cool mainstream features. Like he'll do a song with Drew Red, but then he also will go back and
Yeah,
get some Eddie Baker shit going on. And also, he also started off with like, I just love looking back at those Raider Clan artists. There's just so much. There's so much fun Raider Clan members to look back on. Are you a fan of like a lot of Raider Clan members?
um, I'm not gonna say I can name off a bunch of Raider Clan members necessarily, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt that I was at a time or would bump them now, even, you know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, what producers or artists that you have worked with, do you like look up to?
Um, Everyone in Misery Mob, of course. Shout out them. Um, Undead Ronin is an artist I recently worked with, and he was in the scene for a while, named Shadow Puppet, and he was always supporting us and shit. And eventually, we got to work together, and that was dope. I fuck with him. Um, Producers, Celion, shout out Celion. He's fucking awesome. Um, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm just kind of blank right now.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Um, what's your favorite couple Souls A tracks?
Souls, eh? Uh, yeah.
I know you listen to him. Look into
I,
things, man.
I do listen to some Souls. I don't listen to a lot of Doom Shop, but I fuck with Souls. Work the Wheel is one I fuck with.
Is that with Drag?
Smoking Ounce to This is a classic.
Yeah, dude. And the Can't Stop the Rain music video, dude, the way he edited Menace to Society footage into it, I don't know if you've looked into that. But that music video, I love when like music videos edit like movie footage in or something. Or when a song in general like reminds me of a movie. Like I listened to this new Remy track. And it was like I'm listening to like, I don't know, I'm just bringing up Menace to Society again. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great fucking movie right there. But let's talk about some projects. What three projects what are your favorite three projects released by Misery Mob members?
Misery Mob members, including me or other people?
Including you.
Including me. I'd say, I mean, if you're talking about like full projects and albums, like Coast's recent Eternal Decay with Sly, that one was fucking sick. It's On in the South. Hexmane made this huge ass project, and it's like video game style soundtrack.
Oh shit! I'm looking this up.
It's a big project. It's all one file on SoundCloud, but shout out to that shit. Like that, I like hearing some different stuff other than just like rap and your basic producing. Like,
Annabelle's Autopsy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna listen to this while I'm like editing and uploading everything, you know. So
yeah, it's really good atmosphere and shit.
You really put me on. On the topic of video game sounding stuff, Lil Creep Show or Kevin the Creeper, the Sick Records guy. You know about that guy?
I've heard of Kevin, yeah.
Yeah, but he drops some cool beat instrumentals and stuff, and I don't know. I love the way he's doing shit. Like he's real independent with his label shit. and he's doing it so successfully. And like, I love seeing like I just what's cool about this whole underground community is I just looked up this new artist named Lil Placey. Only got 300 followers, and he sold out like 15 cassette tapes. Like what? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the underground is a crazy place to like to measure your popularity because someone can have 10,000 followers and uh, not even really be as popular as someone with 500 followers in the scope of things. You know, like it's crazy in the underground how things shift around and how talented some people can be and not even blow up. Like,
Yeah, I made this comparison a couple episodes ago, or talking about it's on a restaurant or some shit like that. But I made this interesting comparison. Is that the mainstream and is more concerned about numbers and status, okay, over people and dominance. It's very dominant culture, but the underground is more concerned about knowledge and quality. You know?
yeah, yeah, I feel like the underground just like it's full of people that love what the fuck they're doing. They just want to make music and for the people. And I'm not going to say everyone in mainstream doesn't do that, but a lot of
Right.
mainstream is fucking business oriented. It's money, it's numbers, and that's why people love the underground so much and shit.
Yeah, like I know I'm not saying I hate all mainstream artists. I literally have a Drake cardboard cutout. Okay, I fucking listen to Drake every day. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people laugh at that, but I fucking love it. I got a little guys playing post right there, but yeah, dude, it's just like I just love seeing people doing a lot of different shit, and yeah, dude, and like people like Jay Green who's been like doing this shit so long, and they always are dropping. Are you a fan of Jay Green?
Familiar with J Green?
Fan of him?
Yeah, I don't listen to all his music, but I support what he's doing with Schema Posse and shit. I fuck with Schema Posse and Jay Green. I have nothing wrong with
Let's talk
them.
about. Let's go into that
Yeah.
though. What other groups? We can talk about bands too. What other music groups, bands, or collectives that are music oriented are you a fan of?
Um, have you heard of Two Beast?
No.
It's with Deathface and Six Beam. They're the homies from I believe they're from Texas. Maybe they're sick as fuck. They've been kind of low key recently because Deathface has been doing his own thing. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but Two Beast is awesome. They're a dope group. It's just two people, but shout out Two Beast.
Is that a band or a group of rappers?
A rap group on SoundCloud.
How do you spell that? I'm gonna look them up. Gotta write these
Uh,
shit down, man. Put me on.
number two, and then Beast. No spaces.
Okay.
Okay, maybe spaces.
Oh, San Antonio. Okay. Dude, this cover for this song, "The Drunk Fuck," that's great. That's someone else. I don't know, but wow, this looks cool. All right. Yeah. So, who is Vicious Vampira?
Who is Vicious
Like,
Vampire?
who is that? Like, I just see her like liking stuff and like she's on people that you're tags with. Like, who is this person?
She is an artist in the underground. She makes a lot of clothes, art, and stuff. She's made a Misery Mob logo and made us shirts. She's made other people logos and art.
That's cool.
She sells a lot of shirts and merch around the scene, and she's a big supporter in the scene too.
That's cool. So like, when did you start like working with her and like getting her to help with the art aspect of things?
2 years ago, we got her to make the Misery Mob logo and got our shirts.
Yeah,
And from there, we've been friends. We got a second Misery Mob logo. Um, and I think we have three now. I'm not sure, but yeah, she made our first one, and she's dope as hell.
yeah. I love to see like a lot of people like should. There's just so many like artists and cover artists that are hella supportive. Like Vibe Malls is another example of like a real supportive artist that doesn't like necessarily make music. But are you familiar with Vibe Malls? Because I see him
Yeah,
liking your stuff.
I've gotten a few artworks from Vibe Malls, and he's had Mob, and my music and shit. So shout out him too. He's dope.
Yeah, and he also has the Malls Vibe account where he kind of just goes into shit that he likes, and he's always got something interesting going on. And I'm a musician myself, and he helped make the original logos for that group that I'm part of in terms of my
Hell yeah.
production. So yeah, like he always pull, and I've actually showed him his account to other people, and a lot of people are like not biting it, but like they're really like inspired. Like, I'm gonna make some Vimos type of stuff for you. Like, it's cool. I'm always for inspiration. I don't like, unless it's completely blatant and you're not shouting someone out. Then I just hate when somebody like steals someone other stuff. Like, it's like someone getting like a co-writer on a song and not shouting them out or something like that. Like, there's a big, like, Drake's done that. Like, he didn't, like, if Drake would have never gotten into beef with someone if he didn't go. If Drake went on Twitter and was like, "Thank you, Quentin Miller, for helping me write this album. Thank you very much," then nobody would get mad. If you really think about it,
Yeah.
that's why nobody get mad at Kanye, because he's always shouting out like, "Thank you for helping me write the song. Say hi, the Prince."
Yeah. When it comes to, stealing people's work or copying or stuff like that, I ain't about that, or I don't fuck with that. But I think there's a fine line between inspiration and stealing people's work and stuff. But yeah, if I ever work on a song with someone, or work on something with someone, like, I'm always gonna shout out everyone that was involved in that. Like,
That's a good thing to do, and that's just you gotta do that. You know, like,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. That should be an expectation and stuff like that. But let me see what else we could go into. I feel like we covered all that we could cover, and this was a nice little interview. Do you have anything else you want to announce before we wrap this up?
Um, I mean, I was gonna mention the music video I'm dropping. It's like a Cujo movie edit. If you've seen Cujo, that's gonna be sick. Coming out on the
I have
6th.
not seen that, but I'm gonna look into that.
It's like a horror movie about this like crazy ass dog, and it was made in like 1983.
Oh snap!
A classic, bro. But yeah, it's based around that. And
Is it Stephen
shout
King
out,
book?
yeah, it is a Stephen King book.
You
My
know,
bad for calling it just a movie.
there's a Stephen King book that I really want to look into that got like removed from the stores. Oh man, you're gonna be interested in it. I feel like anybody's gonna be interested in this book, but it's called like Rage or some shit. It's a Stephen King book about a school shooter. But then like when Columbine happened, he like he removed it from stores or some shit. So you gotta go online and look up the PDF. I'm not saying you should go look it up. You don't have to. But you know what I mean though. Like it's just like sort of hidden fucking Stephen King thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. King is dope. I haven't read, like, I don't read a lot necessarily, but I appreciate his stories, and I fuck with the movies that come out of the books. I wish I
Yeah.
read more, and really want to get into it though. And Stephen King would be one person I would probably get into.
Yeah, I'm the king of buying books and not finishing them. You know what I mean? The only time
Mhm.
I finish books are like if it's an audiobook. Like I was listening to like Matthew McConaughey's audiobook. That was pretty dope because he's just kind of fucking life advice type of shit. But he's also I love film and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And what else was Less Than Zero by Bret Easton Ellis. I love Bret Easton Ellis. These twisted greed characters, you know what I mean? Like American Psycho, that's what he wrote, if you know what I'm
yeah,
talking about. But
yeah, yeah. It's crazy what kind of shit can come from someone's minds and thoughts, like the stories people come up with. And
yeah, and Chuck Palahniuk with the Fight Club. There's so many crazy artists and stuff that I could talk into. But thanks for joining the show, and links in the description to his music and social media and all of that. And shouts out to GGrim for joining the show.
thanks for having me, man.
Hell
I
yeah,
appreciate it.
of course.
It's good
And
talking.
of course. Goodbye.
Peace.